This video is about token movement and keybinds in the Codex. So first of all, I have some tokens here on the map, and you can move these tokens in a number of different ways. So you can use the arrow keys on your keyboard to move them up and down. WASD will shift the camera up, down, left, right. You can hold down the middle mouse button to pan around on the map as well. The basic token movement is easiest done by clicking on your token, holding down left click and dragging. You'll notice when I do this, there is a little box which will show you how many squares you're moving and also how many squares that your token can move per round. There is a teleport option for directors where you can hold down control while you click and drag, and your token will teleport to the new location. Available for players and directors, you have the shift and click. So you're holding down shift and clicking, and that will be shifting in the game. And there is a cool little animation that goes with that. When you have a flying character or a character that has a fly speed associated with it, you can alter its elevation. So one thing that you may have noticed is on the tokens, they have a little icon on the top right, which indicates its current elevation. So this map is flat. I am on the ground floor. There is 0 elevation here. And this, you can change this. So if this map had any elevation and I was moving the token up in elevation, you would see this number change to 1 square, 2 square, etc., depending on how high it was. And you'll see here there is a little boot that's indicating that he is walking. And if we go over to the flying token that I have here, which is a demon pitling, you can see that there is a little wing, and that's indicating that he's flying. Right now he is flying on the ground. It's important to note that for the flying to work properly, you need to ensure that you set the height of your maps or your layers. So that's up in the top right here, and you can click here. So your roof is always going to control the total number of squares, and then you would need to set that on your ground floor as well. So on here, I can go up to 4 squares before it's going to pop this token up onto the next layer. If I click on this, hold down the Alt key, and then use the up and down arrow, you can see the number is changing and the token is getting closer to my vision. And I can use the down arrow to decrease the elevation. Some other handy things are if you have set a multiple appearances for your token, which you can do in the character builder, you can press the period key or the full stop key to change your appearance. Do another token I have here. Pressing it again will just cycle through it. You can have up to 3, and if you want to go back, you can just use the comma key. Then you have an option to press F, and that will flip your token to the other direction. You can, for directors only, pressing the spacebar will pause the game. Holding a long left click in a location will ping, which is visible to all players and directors. The other thing that the Codex has is, and you can't really see it because I don't have another player connected, but if there was another player connected, they would see my cursor on their screen in the color that I've allocated in settings. Here, my player color. And they would see my name on it as well. And that's a really handy way to see where someone's pointing at something. When you have your token selected, you can press C to open up the character builder. There is also, you can press M for the emote menu. Control and M will bring up the measuring tool, and that is also available by clicking up here. There's a number of different shapes. So you have the ruler, you have a circle, you have squares, you have cone, and you have line. You can set the line width on the line option, and you also have display to others. You can set this so that it's only visible to yourself, which is handy if a director wants to try something or just see if something will affect them, but they don't want to give it away to the players. And you can change whether it snaps to the center, no snap, or to the corner of a square. You can also set for a persist on map, which sometimes can be handy to indicate areas that are difficult to terrain or potentially have like an area of effect on them, like there's an acid or something like that there. So you can see here, if I do a square, drag it out, that square is now visible, and I can just delete that. You also have Control and R, which is for directors only, to request roles from the players. That is also an option that is available in the menu key up here and request roles. You simply click on the token, click on the score, and if a skill applies, and then click submit, and it will present the player with a role option. There are also some handy editing keybinds, so I'll do another video to show off more of the editing tools. But before we do that, I do want to show you just one other type of movement that we have for the for tokens here. So I have put some water down on the map, and if I move this token into the water, you can see that it changes to a swimming icon, which is pretty handy. So some things to note with the editing keybinds. So with the building editor here, by default, it will always snap to the grid that you have. So if I do this, you can see that I've created a building, but sometimes, and that it has snapped to the grid. Sometimes I might want to not do this, however. I might want to do a funny shape. So if I hold down the control key while I'm doing that, it'll unsnap to the grid, and I can now do within the center of a square, as an example. There is also the option, while I'm in that mode, I can hold down the Alt key, and that will change to the erase tool, which can also be done by manually clicking this. Please note that if you do have the erase tool already selected, holding down Alt will then instead switch you to the normal build tool. And the other cool thing here is in object placement. If you have a variety of objects that you want to place, you can just placing them, you would click on them, then click. But if I wanted to have several available in my palette, I can hold control click to select non-consecutive items. Or if I wanted to select a whole bunch that were consecutive, I could click or shift click. And once I have a number on my palette, I can hold down Alt while I have them selected, and I can use the scroll wheel to then cycle through them. It'd be very handy for things like putting down different types of rocks or trees where you want them to be similar, but you want them to look different. That's all for this video. Let me know if you want to see anything else for keybinds. Thank you.